They love him, gang. The people love him. And as it turns out, so do the post-debate polls. These polls are absolutely flipping out the Democrats after they thought the 3-on-1 debate ambush would finally take out Trump. But alas, it was not to be. The first post-debate polls are indeed dropping, and they are a disaster for Kamala. We're going to see exactly what's really going on here. And to make matters even worse, we're going to see why the latest polls are the least of Kamala's worries. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, here to help you stay sane in these insane times. So make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we dive into the latest on the post-debate polls, I got to ask you, if you're like me, do you have trouble falling asleep at night? Because I know I do. I'm a horrible sleeper. It happened to me just last night. For me, I just can't turn off my brain, and so I toss and I turn, frankly, for hours before I'm able to fall asleep. But, gang, I came across something that has absolutely revolutionized my life. It's called Beam Dream, and it's completely changed the way I sleep. Now, I couldn't do it last night because I had to stay up and watch the debate. But, gang, normally what I do is I sip a nice hot cup of Beam Dream, and I kid you not, I am out like a light. I have the most restful sleep ever all throughout the night. It's become a nightly ritual of mine that I look forward to. Plus, I never wake up feeling groggy in the morning. Instead, I feel refreshed and I'm ready to take on the day, just like I do right now. And they're offering Turley Talks listeners an exclusive discount of up to 40% site-wide for a limited time. Just click on that QR code on the screen or use the link below to get the best night of sleep you've had in years. Trust me, it worked for me. It's going to work for you. Propel your wellness journey into the next stage by clicking on that QR code or go to shopbeam.com/TurleyTalks for your amazing discount. All right, we got the first post-debate polls dropping here, and I just want to set this up by pointing out there was a lot of doom and gloom on X last night as I was staying up into the late hours formerly known as Twitter, of course. And I noticed a lot of good, strong patriot voices out there were really upset, obviously because of the blatant election interference on the part of these so-called moderators at ABC. They have forever, they've completely ruined their careers from this point forward, at least for half the nation, if far more than that. These great patriots, these commentators, they were not particularly happy with the way Trump responded to that sabotage. And especially the way Kamala was able to get away with virtually anything and everything that came out of her mouth. And so many last night felt like the debate was a total loss. Now, in our first video, I give you the overall context for understanding why that's emphatically not what happened last night. In fact, I made the argument, and you may just want to check out the video as a whole, but I made the argument, at least in part, that was looking at this debate as if it were 2012 all over again, or even 2016 or 2020 for that matter. This isn't Candy Crowley fact-checking Mitt Romney mid-sentence. A fact check that she was wrong about, by the way. Those days are over. We are now living in a totally different political and social context right now. It's not just that voters simply don't trust the media anymore. They didn't trust the media much in 2012 or 2016. They really don't trust the media today. All the polls, particularly the Gallup polls for media trust, show that trust and confidence in legacy media is at its literal rock bottom. It has fallen to its lowest level ever. Yes, it is true. Voters still, even more so than in 2012, 2016, 2020, distrust the legacy media. That is true. But it gets far deeper than that. Something's happening today that wasn't happening back then. Today, unlike then, we now have massive. They were beginning back in 2016, but now we have massive alternative news networks and information access that completely and totally bypasses the legacy media. So, for example, guess what is one of the top search items on Google right now? I kid you not. Haitians eating pets. Gang, that's freaking gold. Now, of course, that's referring back to Trump bringing up in the debate last night all the eyewitness testimony and video coming out from Springfield, Ohio, showing that Haitian migrants, particularly homeless migrants, are stealing pets and eating them. And it's a visceral visual that, of course, strikes at the heart of the single cat ladies who plan on voting for Kamala. So Trump, of course, was rudely fake fact-checked by the moderators, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore what moderators have to say, because people can go on their cell phones and do their own research, and that is exactly what we're seeing they're doing today, and the trend proves it. Now, again, if you want to get a sense of what's really happening here and how bad it is for Kamala and the regime, take a look at this headline from the New York Times. This actually summarizes it all, frankly, perfectly. Pundits said Harris won the debate. Undecided voters weren't so sure. Now, do you notice the pundit people dichotomy there? Even the New York Times is recognizing it. There's a people versus political class divide that did not exist in 2012 and in 2016 or even in 2020 as staunchly as it does today, especially after the realignment between Trump and Kennedy, the alliance between the populist left and the populist right. And the people versus political class divide, I mean, both sides consume fundamentally different information. The political class consumes the information given to them by the pundit class, the New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, MSNBC, whereas the people are more and more consuming alternative platforms like X that bypass the information gatekeeping of the legacy media. And that's exactly what we're seeing in the post-debate polling. Now, take a look at this from Reuters. This is a focus group of undecided voters. They interviewed 10 undecided voters post-debate last night. 6 of them, 60%, are voting Trump. 3 are backing Harris, and 1 remains undecided. So Reuters is reporting as of this morning that their focus groups show a 2-to-1 swing to Trump. 2-to-1. And so again, with that context, it's very interesting that almost all of the polls that are coming out show that most believe Kamala won the debate, but at the same time, she's losing votes. That's exactly what we saw in the CNN flash poll last night, where Kamala actually lost support on the economy and Trump gained support post-debate, even though the majority of viewers thought Kamala Harris won that debate, that sabotage. And it wasn't just the economy. When asked, who do you have a lot of confidence in regarding their respective abilities to lead the nation? Trump leads Harris by 4 in the same poll. And I want to remind you, this is a CNN poll. These are CNN viewers. CNN viewers are giving Trump a near 20-point lead in the economy and a 4-point lead in leadership ability post-debate. This is the pattern we're seeing over and over again. This is what a lot